Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be trying out some new launches. The reason I even sat down to film today was for the new Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. We also have the setting spray to try out, so we tried a whole bunch of new makeup today. Honestly, it's probably going to be a long one. If you guys want to get ready with me, put me on the background and let's jump into it. Today, I actually just opened up a package from Tatcha, so I guess we'll start with whatever we can use. My cat has his zoomies over there. As soon as I start filming, I swear he just gets super hyper. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, the Tatcha Lip Mask. I'm taking off whatever is on my lips right now and we are trying this out. Like, that's just one thing is non-negotiable for me, is having moisturized lips. So I have definitely seen this everywhere and it's on my wish list at Sephora. I just have so many other products that I've tried. Oh my goodness, it has like the cutest little spoon on top. How do you take it out? I love that actually because I do not like to get my nails dirty. Look at this before I dig in, because it's never gonna look this pretty again. It does kind of have a jelly texture. I feel like for some reason I'm expecting this to be very waxy. If you guys have ever used Vaseline on your lips, you know that waxy texture it has. I was kind of assuming this was gonna have that just based off of the way it looks, like how shiny it is. I feel like it almost looks like a jelly. And there's something is so satisfying about this, but it does not feel waxy at all. Feels very hydrating so far. I will definitely have to use this multiple times because I am extremely picky. Okay, the packaging is so cute though. I wonder how much this is. This has to be like at least $40. Tatcha is so pricey. Whenever I have this stuff, I always try to put it, I always like put it to the side, but my cat, he always sits like right next to me and watches me film. So I just know he's gonna play like soccer with it and you guys are gonna hear it in the background, but that's okay. But I think this is what we're gonna try, the Dewy Skin Cream. This has been around for how long? I remember like in 2016, was it 2016, 2017 vibes, everybody was using this. And at the time, I was like 16 years old. I just did not have enough money to buy it yet, but I always wanted to try it out. So I'm sure you guys have seen this before. Oh, that is just the cutest little details. You know what? More expensive products, in my opinion, I feel like are worth it when it comes down to details and they really pay attention to things, I feel. I need this to smell good. The Tatcha mask didn't smell like anything, and if this doesn't smell good, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a problem. Whoa. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I'm like smell. It smells like lavender.
It says it's a rich cream of antioxidant-packed Japanese purple rice and hyaluronic acid that feeds skin with plumping hydration for a dewy, healthy look.
And we are coming into fall and winter, so it's about to start getting cold. So I feel like we can really start using these hydrating products. Oh, little update really quick too. I have been using this, the Keys Illuminating Serum that I used in my last video. Every time I get ready and I really like it, has not broke me out. One of my favorite moisturizers is the True Cream Moisturizer from Belief. I talk about it all the time and I have used it for a very long time. Like, that is one of my staple moisturizers. It honestly feels very similar to the Belief cream, but this feels a little bit thicker and definitely a little bit more luxurious. I'm not sure if it's because I've seen so many videos on this and I just have it built up in my head that it just feels gorgeous on my face, but oh my gosh. Do I look more glowy? So you guys have to let me know. Do I look more glowy? Does it look the same? I actually do have a little bit of an opinion formed on the powders and setting spray. I have seen so many of my peers' videos going up and I've actually tried to film the review a few times, but I just did not like how my makeup came out in any of them. So I haven't uploaded it. Remember I was telling you guys that I'm trying to get past that like perfectionism thing in my brain and I can just upload videos without thinking about it too much. Yeah, well, the past few days have been kind of hard. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Lately, I have actually been using the Kosas Sunbeam sunscreen, you know, the tinted one, and I actually really like this. Update on that too, it has not broken me out. I do a lot of like, you know, first impression videos, and I like to come back and let you guys know how the products are wearing, because my biggest thing, a product can look really nice when you first apply it, but there's two things that I look for. How does it look at the end of the night or at the end of the day? Did it wear well? Does it look horrible? Is it literally sliding off my face? And did it break me out? If a product breaks me out, that is just non-negotiable. I am not going to be able to use it because I'm not going to put my skin through it. I feel like there's some people that believe you can kind of get your skin used to a product and it won't break you out anymore. I'm not one of those. If it's breaking me out, I'm not using it. But with that being said, the other point I made if a product looks bad at the end of the night, I definitely try it multiple more times with different products, different base, different prep, because I feel like, you know, I always say this, but your makeup only looks as good as your skin underneath, and your skin underneath only looks as good as how you prep it. And obviously your skincare and stuff like that. So if a makeup product, for example, is super glowy and it's sliding off of my face, I will try to use some sort of mattifying primer the next time to kind of combat that oiliness, but still get that glow everywhere else. Lately, the product that I've been loving is the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer, and I actually probably should have used it today. Not sure why I didn't, because we used the Tatcha Dewy skin cream and then I just put this all over my face. Like, honestly, I didn't really think that went through, but this primer is really nice. I do like to apply a lot of this though. You want to do one layer, let it sit for about 60 seconds, then go in with a second layer, and I promise you that stuff works 100%. I feel like maybe I lost a little bit of the coverage from spot concealing, so I'm just gonna go over a little bit. Do you guys remember in the last video, that was probably filmed a week ago, and I had that huge mountain on the side of my face? Well, it finally is going down, but I definitely do still have a bit of redness. Full coverage foundation, and dare I say, I'm on the road to falling out of love with full coverage concealer too. And I think what started that was when I tried the ColourPop sponge. We're gonna do the NYX Bear With Me serum concealer. I haven't used this one in a while. Part of me likes that it's in a pump. It's giving MAC Pro Longwear vibes, but then part of me doesn't like it because I tend to go for other products because they have a wand and it's just so much easier to apply. But I remember when I did this the first time on camera, I used my finger and I loved how it looked. So I guess we're gonna do that again today. This just melts into your under eyes, but I do have a cat hair on my face. If you guys have cats and you do makeup, let me know. This is just like an everyday occurrence for me. There's never not a time when I do my makeup that I do not have a cat hair on my face. I recently have been wanting to get a puppy. Nick is not so much on board, but I'm the one who's home most of the time. Because although we both do the same thing, he goes outside in vlogs, like he has to go do car stuff, boy stuff, or whatever. And me, I get to stay home and I get to sit in my cute little vanity and film these makeup products. So I'm here home a lot with 50, and I feel like he just needs a friend. I feel like honestly he's gonna be so mad at me when he finds out his friend is a dog, because you guys just know cat and dogs, their personalities are completely different. There are rare instances when they get along. Actually, not rare. I feel like I can make them love each other, but dogs are just so like loving and just like need your attention, and I just love and I love dogs, and I just want a little cuddler, and I want to take him or her everywhere with me. I'm not really sure about where you guys live, but in California, you can literally take your dog everywhere. Like, it's so normal to go into the malls, Ulta, Sephora, restaurants, anywhere, and people have their dogs. It is just a thing. The dogs are one of us. Maybe that's everywhere. Maybe I'm just growing up and realizing now. That concealer was a really good move. Every time I use it again, I remember why I love it, and look how much product I still have. I always forget the littlest amount goes the longest way. So let's get into some bronzer. Now, this is another product that I have been trying out, and I think I used it in the last video as well, but we're gonna use it again today, but only as a bronzer. I'm debating if I want to go in with my actual real contour stick from Milk Makeup. This is in the shade Stoked. I love this. It's very, very cool tone, like a true contour. I was just watching an old like 2016 makeup tutorial, and it's so crazy how our makeup styles have adapted and changed so much. Like, I honestly never thought I would fall victim to the clean girl aesthetic. I was such a glam girl back then, but I feel like the times have just changed, and that's how it is. All that to say, I feel like we don't really use contour anymore. It really is just bronzing up the face, and then obviously heavy on the blush. But let's go in with one of my favorite bronzers. I am back to using this Morphe 2, say with me, Sun and Done Smooth Glide Bronzing Stick. It on my actual cheek. Undertone of it is a little bit more cool tone. Not too much, but it definitely is not as warm as my Dominique bronzer that we're gonna go in with. So I like to lay this one down first so it kind of combats how orange. And I'm not saying that to talk down on Dominique Cosmetics bronzers. Literally, by definition, is meant to warm up the face. So it does exactly what it needs to. I don't want too much warmth to my skin. I think we're gonna go ahead and do our nose at the same time. I think I mentioned too in the other video that I feel this is very similar to the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. If you guys have the Rare Beauty bronzer stick, get the Morphe one and let me know if you think the same. It's just such a creamy bronzer. You know what? Those lines got so close together that I guess I just decided to do my whole nose in bronzer, I guess, with whatever concealer we have left here, and kind of clean that up because... Okay, so let's go in with the shade Light Tan, and then of course my Morphe M204 brush, and then I'll show you, and then we can kind of look at the difference of the two sides of my face, and y'all let me know. You will not be disappointed. I wonder exactly how many shades there are, but you guys can see this just gives like butter on the skin. I always go a little crazy with the bronzer. I feel like sometimes too, since I bring the bronzer so high up on my cheekbone, sometimes it actually mixes with my blush and alters the shade of my blush. This is the She Glam blush with a eyelash on it. This one is in the shade Love Cake, and I definitely have seen this everywhere. I have a few drawers actually of new makeup that I want to try that I haven't tried yet, stuff that I buy and then forget about because I want to try it, because there's just so many different products all the time. It's actually tiring. Honestly, we are in a world where there are just so many things launching all the time that I cannot believe I forget about, like, makeup products. So this is what the packaging looks like. This was a very popular shade when I bought this. Ooh, is it supposed to smell like vanilla? I saw a comment on one of my TikToks saying like, why do you smell everything? But I'm like, you guys, it's like the sponge applicator. If you guys have never seen She Glam blushes, and then inside here, there's the actual liquid blushes in there, and you kind of just like pump it out. I don't know. Very interesting. I'm gonna do about this much, but this sort of packaging kind of gives the Age Rewind vibes. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever tried the Maybelline Age Rewind, which is crazy because that is also such an OG product. I should go buy that and then do another full face of drugstore makeup for you guys, because I know you really enjoy those videos, as do I. Although every time I upload them, I definitely do get people asking me to do high-end videos as well, so I'm like conflicted. What do I do? Or maybe we just do all of them. Okay. This is what the color's looking like. It's a bit more sheer than I was expecting. So let's do a second dot, and maybe we'll let it sit for a second because it does feel like a very liquidy product. I feel like sometimes letting the product thicken a little bit on your face, it makes for an easier blend out. And then I'm also just gonna kind of blend down my concealer a little bit too, because I always go overboard with this. Like, I can never just chill. I also didn't use foundation today. Lately, I have been going in with like the Fit Me foundation, but I noticed something. Every time I wear too much foundation or powder, like I look too matte, I do not like the way my makeup comes out. So I decided today to make sure that I like the way my makeup came out. We're just gonna keep it super glowy and lightweight. And then, oh, okay, letting it sit on the face is definitely a good idea if you want a bit more pigment to the blush. I feel like it sticks to the face better. If you want more of like a watercolor sheer sort of formula, putting it straight on your face, then blending it out is probably a good idea. Ooh, I'm so excited. This is honestly the whole reason I wanted to film this video. We have the new Makeup by Mario setting powders. It's such a long name, it's ridiculous. The Surreal Skin Soft Blur setting powders. We have 3 different shades, and I want to kind of compare them, not on my face, but just compare them in general. The Huda Beauty setting powders, you guys know I'm a huge fan. These are my favorite. Love the scent, love how full coverage they are. On the top of both stacks, we have the peach shade. Right in the middle, we have the pink shade from each brand, and at the bottom, we have what Mario likes to call a neutral shade. So we have Peach Pie, Cherry Blossom, and Cupcake, and then just the peach, pink, and neutral for Makeup by Mario. I've used these for a few days, so I do kind of have a bit of an opinion formed, like I mentioned. I did set this side so you guys can kind of see the difference. I personally would classify myself in this range as the fair shade, which is a little bit more pink. But truly, if you guys are scared of pink powders, I highly recommend starting with the Makeup by Mario one, because as you guys can see, my Cherry Blossom shade from Huda Beauty is so pink compared to Makeup by Mario. Truly, if I saw this in store, I would not think that this is a pink powder. Or maybe is he saying like it's for pink skin tones? Maybe that's what it is. But look how pink Cherry Blossom looks. Like, this is such a pretty shade. So this is supposed to be soft blurring. It's supposed to give a very skin-like finish. I have used this, like I mentioned, for the past few days. The only thing I do not like, off the bat, I do not like that this doesn't have some sort of stopper to basically stop the powder from coming out. But if you guys are looking for a loose powder, a new loose powder, okay, because you probably don't need a new one, but if you're looking for a new one, here's what it looks like. I'm also going to be using my favorite Huda Beauty Velour Puff. You guys know, these are my favorite. I will always vouch for them. I think there was a lot of people that were worried that it's going to be shimmery under the eyes. Did you guys see that new Givenchy powder they reformulated that doesn't have talc in it? But I think they replaced the talc with mica, and mica's literally shimmer, and everybody's like pissed off about it. This does not have shimmer in it. His foundation is pretty glowy, so I think people were a bit nervous, but no. This is definitely a finer milled powder. So if you guys like it to feel very soft and silky, you will love this powder. I definitely want to mention that this is more of a skin-like powder. So I just have a feeling if you guys are more on the oily side, you probably won't like it because it's not mattifying at all. It very much is going to set whatever is on your face, and it's not going to prohibit any oils from coming in, but it's not going to add to it. Now, I would say these give a very similar filtered effect, but the filter is different. Mr. Mario is giving more of like that soft glam, very natural. Like, once I wipe the bake off, you're not going to be able to tell that there's powder under my eyes. It's going to look like my concealer is just magically set with magic somehow, and you don't know where the powder starts and you don't know where it ends, which is really nice if you wear very glowy makeup like I do, because there's not going to be that harsh line of where your bake stopped. And I am one of those girls who bakes. I can't stop baking. And then Huda Beauty is definitely more for the super glam girlies that like a very, very like Instagram baddie filtered effect under your eyes. If I'm comparing the two, this is your nighttime powder and this is your daytime powder. I feel like with this, since it's so big, can you guys see this? I can almost fit my whole hand in this. Like, this thing is huge. I guess it's good for like setting your whole face if you're into that. But for me, I would have to fold it and set it under my eyes like that, and that's just not. So in this collection, he also did send over the F2 brush. This is one of my first Makeup by Mario face brushes. I love it. I have been using sponges more often, but still at heart, I'm a brush girly. And this end right here is so like flippy floppy. The bristles are so loose in there that it just allows for you to really dust off your under eye without disturbing anything underneath. And since you guys can see, I like a very glowy base. I don't want any of the products underneath to be disturbed, and I feel like this is just the perfect amount for it. The other side is a bit more stiff. I'm assuming that this is for contour, I believe. I would have to use this kind of like in a patting motion. And I'm gonna get up close so you guys can see my under eyes. I still have to do the rest of my face, but can you see how there's no direct, like there's no distinction between the powder and then how glowy the rest of my face is? It really just kind of like all blends in together. It's a beautiful powder. And I have not tried a powder like it. So he definitely did do something. It's not just like another loose powder on the market. Okay, eyes are on. We're just finishing up some Lash Minute details. You guys have to help me name these lashes because I still don't know what to name them. Remember, I filmed so many videos, and just like I told you in the beginning, I've not been happy with them, so I haven't uploaded them. So I'm not sure what I've talked about in my past video, what I haven't, but this is the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. I remember when these first came out, I wanted one so bad, and the fact that I'm on their PR list is just like insane now. But the shade Soft Spot is what I use on my lids, and I've been using it literally every time I do my makeup. I'm not a very big eyeshadow person, you guys know. I just throw like one brown color in my crease, do some glitter on the lids, and then call it a day. Also a wing liner. Once I started doing wing liner, it was over. I feel like I can't do my makeup without it now. We did use this blush right here. This is the Kosas Blushes Life blush in the shade Swoon. And you guys might look at it like that's really dark. Why would you use that? But I feel like the undertone of it is what I wanted on my face. Super pretty. I'm still trying to find my perfect blush shade. I talked about this on TikTok, but if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. So let's set our face. I'm gonna do half my face so you guys can see the difference. I've used this a few times. It kind of does smell like coconuts. It's very pleasant. No, for sure has a little bit of shimmer in it. So if you guys do not like that, you won't like this. It does have a very fine mist, if you guys can see, and the projection goes crazy. Like, it's a fine mist and it goes really far as well. There's a setting spray that I've used. I believe it's the Benefit Professional setting spray, and the KVD Lock-It setting spray is very similar to the pump of this, but it doesn't go very far. So I have to have it like super close to my face and I'm pressing it a million times. Don't really like that. My favorite setting spray is Urban Decay All Nighter. This has a very like strong spray, but I like that because I feel like the product is really getting on my face. But I do have to say, can you guys see the difference between each side? I haven't noticed that this makes my makeup last longer. I think I have to try it more, but I feel like this is that type of setting spray that you want to use to melt all the powders in and then go in with a long lasting setting spray on top. So I would spray this first to kind of get everything meshed together. Sometimes my under eyes look a bit too powdery. I don't like that. So the setting spray is really good for that. But I do feel the need to go in with a like setting spray that'll lock everything in. So Urban Decay All Nighter, the shade First Class, which is the wooden pencils they just came out with, and the shade Neutral. I actually really like these two mixed together. You guys know in my last video, I was trying to get Neutral in the shade, but they sent me First Class. So, I mean, whatever. What's done is done. And I actually like it because I feel like it forced me to add a bit more warmth back into my lips, and it's super pretty. The lipstick, or like the center of my lips, is actually my Patrick Ta Not Too Much blush shade. This cream blush right here, you guys can see. There is a, oh my gosh, there is a dent in it because I love this for the lips. I need to find something similar. I remember, actually now saying that out loud, I remember one of you guys told me that Velvet Teddy is very similar to that shade. First off, I know we started with the Kissu Lip Mask from Tatcha. This stayed on my lips the whole time I was filming, talking, and that's a testament, girl, because I talk a lot and I film for probably like 2.5 hours at a time. So the fact that it stayed on my lips for that long makes me think that it'll stay on my lips throughout the night, which is obviously the goal. So far, so good with this. I think it's so cute. I love the little spatula on top. Love that so far, as well as this. I think I'm gonna start using this morning and night now. I am almost completely done with my Believe True Cream. I have so many backups of that moisturizer, but I do love to try new stuff, and I feel like it's fun for you guys to see me use new stuff as well. I honestly feel like this is just such like a cult favorite. So many of us like this product, and the top is just so cute. I talked about this in the last video, but I'll just mention again in case you guys are new viewers. I like this. You guys have probably heard me talk about packaging a lot. Now, the formula of it is very pigmented. So if you guys are looking for a pigmented bronzer, I think you guys will really like it. I use the shade Light Tan. Again, I mentioned it is a bit warm for me, so I have to cool it down with a little bit of contour, but you know what? Makeup is fun. So I feel like it's kind of fun to mix different shades in there. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys can kind of see I've made a little bit of a dent in there. I have used this bronzer every single time I've sat down to do my makeup since I first got in the mail. So that's a little testament. And next up, we tried the She Glam blush. This was really pretty. Is it my favorite? Is it like a standout blush? No, I don't think so. I don't think this is a blush that I'll be like, if I had to name like my top 3 liquid blushes, this probably wouldn't be in there. The shade Love Cake is really pretty, but I do think social media kind of glorifies certain products. And if a product goes viral, people are just like obsessed with it and post about it all the time. I wasn't super in love with this shade Love Cake. Like, for example, the shade Hope, I feel like this is a shade that I love. Like, I love that this is like nude, but it's mauvey, but it's pink. It's like the perfect type of mixture. I actually put like 3 other blush shades of powder on top of it. So, you know, it wasn't like fully my favorite thing. We tried the Makeup by Mario powders. Love these powders. I have used them every single time I've done my makeup since I tried it for the first time. If you guys are looking for a more lightweight natural powder, this is your girl. If you feel that the Huda Beauty powders are a bit too heavy for your skin, Makeup by Mario is your girl. They're not shimmery. Then we tried this Kosas blush. I love the packaging of this. This like purple, blue, indigo, clear packaging. I don't know. It intrigues me. I love these bake sort of blushes because I feel like they're not super pigmented, but they go on very natural. I do like deeper shades like this for the undertone. Super pretty. Again, you guys have to let me know down below, like, is this color good on me? Because I did add a little bit of my favorite Totally Synced MAC blush because I feel like I wasn't fully sold on this shade. But if you guys have, like I said, if you guys have recommendations for blush, let me know. I'll buy them. set everything in place with the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin setting spray. I, again, would classify this more as a fixing spray. So if you guys are looking for something to kind of rehydrate your skin, if you're looking a little bit dry, or maybe your skin is like chronically dry, I think you guys will love this setting spray. Although since I have used it for a few days in a row, I do not feel like it makes my makeup last longer. Like if you guys are looking for something that will extend the wear of your makeup, this is not your girl. But if you need something that's similar to Fix Plus and will give you a little bit of radiance, this one is what. That's the end of today's video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.